Copyright, fair use, theft and extortion. These are some of the words trending on social media. Courtesy Asian News International. They are a 55-year-old Indian news agency. They have reporters and bureaus spread across the country. ANI claims to be South Asia's largest multimedia agency. It offers tech stories, video bites, packages, live syndicated feeds to its paid subscribers. Several big media houses have paid access to ANI content which they use on their platforms. Notably, ANI is seen to be very close to the government, with fairly ready access to union ministers and even interviews with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, this agency finds itself at the receiving end out of a lot of criticism, flack from YouTube creators and small independent digital media channels. One by one, several individuals have taken to social media saying how ANI is extorting money from them, threatening them under the garb of copyright, because these creators used ANI's clips just for a few seconds. Hello and welcome, I'm Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. Now, this ANI versus digital creators row over copyright resurfaced yesterday. That is when YouTuber Mohak Mangal put out a video. He makes detailed videos about current affairs and has over 4.16 million subscribers. In his video, Dear ANI, he said two of his videos got copyright strikes by ANI recently. He had posted these videos long back and used a few seconds of ANI footage. Mohak says he wrote to ANI before a third strike. In response, the news agency demanded 45 lakh rupees plus GST to have these copyright strikes removed. Else, his channel will be deleted.
दिन पहले मेरे टीम मेंबर ने इस आदमी को कॉल किया और बोला कि भाई हमें कॉपीराइट मिल गई है, कैसे सॉल्व करें। इमीडिएटली उसने एक ईमेल दिया और कहा कि इस पर ईमेल करो, इस पर हमारा एक रिस्पॉन्स आएगा तुम्हें। मेरे टीम मेंबर ने ईमेल भेजा और फिर रिप्लाई आया। ईमेल में पता है क्या लिखा था? 45 लाख प्लस जीएसटी दो और चैनल की सारी स्ट्राइक्स हम हटा देंगे, नहीं दोगे तो चैनल डिलीट हो जाएगा। एएनआई ने ये नहीं बोला कि हमें उन वीडियोस का रेवेन्यू चाहिए, उन्होंने कहा कि हम तो चैनल डिलीट करवा देंगे अगर आपने ये पैसे नहीं दिए। अब मुझे बताओ, क्या ये हफ्ता वसूली की तरह नहीं है?
Now, for context, whenever a video gets a copyright strike on YouTube, the video in question is taken down completely. 3 copyright strikes on a YouTube channel within 90 days is trouble. The creator then has 7 days to sort out things, during which new videos cannot be uploaded on the channel. If not, at the end of 7 days, the channel gets deleted, done for good. But does that mean you cannot use any content from someone else's video? That's not true entirely. The Copyright Act of 1957 permits using copyrighted material under something called fair dealing. Section 52 allows use of copyrighted material for criticism, commentary, news, reporting. But in practicality, there is some slight ambiguity in the online world as to what and how much exactly does fair use consists of. At the same time, it's important to note that a creator or channel is well within their right to strike a channel if there is a copyright violation. After all, it is someone's original content. It cannot be used just like that for earning revenue. So what exactly is the problem then? Now, the way ANI is going about asking for money, for huge amounts of money, threatening deletion of a channel altogether if that amount is not paid. And there are two sides to this. First, in favor of ANI, the argument is plain and simple. You use their content without license, so be ready to be penalized. The penalty amount and all the modalities is ANI's discretion. But if you want to use their content, pay for their membership, which supposedly starts at a few lakh rupees. But the other side is how this is playing out even beyond penalty. And this is not just about Mohak Mangal. Ayushikar of the Reporters Collective reported the plight of several creators last week who have had to and are going to cough up lakhs of rupees so that ANI withdraws the strike and their channel is safe and intact. In fact, we here at HW News English too were in a similar situation a few years back. We ended up paying a huge amount, huge in context of a small and digital channel like ours, in order to resolve the matter. But back to the report. Ayushikar takes a look at not just what the creators have to say, but also the role of YouTube and how ANI is using a loophole in the copyright policy of YouTube in India to shut down digital channels if they don't pay money in return. Now, YouTube says they have a process in place for copyright claims. Publicly, the platform says they follow the 1998 Digital Millennium Copyright Act of America globally. And this has its own categories of exemptions under fair use. And news is one of them. But in actuality, things are different, as this report shows. Now, YouTube told TRC that they don't decide who owns the rights to a particular content. And through their tools, they ensure that both parties can challenge or dispute the copyright part. Now, the Reporters Collective found that contrary to YouTube's claims, YouTube does take the first call in copyright cases and then leaves it to the creator to dispute the content. In other words, this means that the creator's video is pulled down altogether beforehand. That's what they say, so that YouTube itself avoids any sort of legal trouble. After all, ANI or anyone for that matter can hold YouTube legally responsible for giving the platform to someone who's involved in copyright infringement. So what is the last resort for a creator? Deal with the agency directly, or if you're powerful and wealthy enough, go to court. Now everyone knows how lengthy and expensive that process is. Of course, YouTube in their response said they do not adjudicate copyright cases and only abide with the necessary copyright laws. ANI on its part maintains that charging a penalty for unauthorized use of content isn't extortion. In fact, the news agency said, as the exclusive copyright holder of its content, ANI has the sole right to communicate its work to the public or license its use. Enforcing these rights through mechanisms like YouTube's copyright policy or legal action is not extortion. It is the lawful protection of property as guaranteed by copyright law. Anyone disputing our rights is free to seek legal recourse. Now, in Mohak Mangal's case, the creator said that ANI told them that there were a total of 8 copyright strikes. And the ask in this case was 45 lakh rupees plus GST and an annual subscription of ANI. The creator's representative said they cannot afford or recover that kind of an amount. What followed were negotiations between the creator's representative and ANI. The ANI employee was giving some discounts here and there, like 40 lakh rupees plus GST for an ANI subscription for 2 years or 30 lakh rupees for 1 year. When the creator's representative asked for a breakup of what this 40 lakhs is, where did it come from, the ANI employee said 8 of the creator's videos have got a strike, 5 lakh rupees is just a subscription cost, multiply that by 8 and there you have it. In fact, in the YouTubers' comments, like we pointed out earlier, several YouTubers expressed their solidarity and said how they were prone to a similar extortion bid by news agency ANI.
रुपए दिए ये पूरा मामला सॉर्ट करने के लिए. You know the crazy thing कि ANI ने ये सेम चीज कई क्रिएटर्स के साथ करी है irrespective of their ideology. बेसिकली इमेजिन कि आप अपने बिजनेस में इतने घटिया हो कि आपको हफ्ता वसूली करनी पड़ेगी. और यार मेरी तो कोई पर्सनल दुश्मनी भी नहीं है, ना मैंने उनके खिलाफ कोई वीडियो बनाया ना कोई कंटेंट बनाया. यू कैन डिलीट माई चैनल, यू कैन बैन मी ऑन यूट्यूब, यू कैन टेक अवे माई टाइटल्स, एवरीथिंग. आई नो कि मैं इतना स्मार्ट और हार्ड वर्किंग हूं दैट आई विल बी सक्सेसफुल नो मैटर वॉट. एंड यू नो वॉट, ये हमारी गवर्नमेंट को पता होना चाहिए इसके बारे में, विच इज वाई आई रोट एन ईमेल टू द PMO एंड टू INB मिनिस्टर अश्वनी वैष्णव. पता होना चाहिए सरकार को कि चल क्या रहा है उनकी दुनिया में. दिस इज द एग्जैक्ट स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ द ईमेल आई सेंट. अब मैंने अपना पार्ट कर लिया, मैंने सारे फैक्ट्स हमारे मिनिस्टर्स को बता दिए, अब उनके ऊपर है. इट्स नॉट इन माई कंट्रोल कि वो कौन सा डिसीजन लेते हैं.
Now, these are the two sides of the story that we had to present in front of you in terms of what ANI has said and done and what the creators are facing. The question is the kind of money being involved and more importantly, how it is being negotiated and how ANI is threatening creators. Like the creators said, they've been threatened by news agency ANI over a few seconds, which is costing them now lakhs of rupees. That's all we have for this report. Thanks for watching.